This song, among many others, represents why I like Southern rock so much. This is what happens when I listen to Southern rock. My mind starts to wander. I always put myself on a nice open road in a beautiful convertible or a chopper. In this case, I'm going to stick with a convertible because I've got a Jeep Wrangler. I can take the top off. I'm on the road now, right? And I'm hitting the road, and it's like that Carefree Highway, you know that song? And that's the feeling that I get with Southern rock. I always go to that place. It's that cool place, that safe place, that nice place. I'm not particularly a big traveler. I mean, I've traveled around the world with work, being in the Navy and all of that sort of thing. But man, you hit that highway and you're driving, and maybe you have a destination, but you're not in a hurry to get there. That feeling of freedom, that feeling of content, no deadlines or commitments or anything like that. That is what Southern rock gives me, and it's been with me ever since I was a kid. And doing these reactions, things come back to me from when I was really young, and I'm reconnecting to a lot of things. And the Southern rock sound, the feeling, that's what I'm reconnecting to. It took a while to kind of get that into my conscious awareness as to why. Because for a long time, for the last 2 years or so, I was always asking myself, why do I like Southern rock so much, man? What is it about Southern rock? I was focusing on looking for the answer, focusing in the areas of the musicianship, the harmonies, the stories being told, a whole bunch of other things that makes it really unique and awesome. But no, what it is in the end for me, it puts me on a road with no commitments, no hassles, no anchors, no cares in the world, and I'm just going. Freedom. In the end, that's what it is for me. Southern rock gives me that feeling. That's why I like it so much. And that's why I don't want to stray too far away from it. That's why I always look to get back to it. That's why I like Southern rock so much. A number of people have asked me, and I had the dumbest answers. I'm not quite sure. I'm still looking for it myself, trying to figure it out. Stupid ass answer. But that's why I like Southern rock so much. All right. So with that said, you learn things about yourself as you're doing these things. That's what that's my point. I learned something about myself that I never knew before. About Southern rock, that's why. So, stick around for rock and roll. It also appears on Lady in Waiting, and there's a long ass review here by All Music. It's more album, there's some song info, but it's more album review, and reviewed by Brett Adams of All Music. Brett says, quote, "It's not easy following up a creatively and commercially successful debut album, but Florida-based Southern rockers Outlaws did just fine with their sophomore effort, 1976's Lady in Waiting, the follow-up to their 1975 self-titled gold-selling release. Although Lady in Waiting doesn't have all-time knockouts like There Goes Another Love Song or Green Grass and High Tides, it does include a handful of Outlaws classics, including the minor hit Breaker Breaker and Stick Around for Rock and Roll." Vocalist, guitarist Huey Thomason, Henry Paul, and Billy Jones, bass guitarist Frank O'Keefe, who left the band after this album, and drummer Monty Yoho collaborated once more with producer Paul A. Rothchild to create a textured album that managed to fuse intricate guitar arrangements and frame them within Thomason's rock and roll, Paul's pure country, and Jones's intensely personal songwriting styles. And don't forget the splendid 3-part vocal harmonies either. Breaker Breaker is bright, easygoing country rock. Lyrically, it piggybacked on the or the mid-70s CB radio craze. The tempo changes and distinctly different guitar tones on South Carolina. It adds extra dimensions to what would otherwise be straightforward, up-tempo country. Jones's Ain't So Bad is mid-tempo pop rock with ironic lyrics about life and death, especially since he committed suicide 2 decades later in '95, around the time of O'Keefe's death. Wow. The tough country rock rockabilly flavored number Freeborn Man was unbelievably co-written by Paul Revere and the Raiders vocalist Mark Lindsay and guitarist Keith Allison. The guitar solos provide the punch, but O'Keefe's walking bass line adds a nice looping rhythm. Paul's country-inflected Girl from Ohio is rife with gorgeous harmonies. Prisoner is a sensitive Jones song with occasional jazz pop tendencies. The hard-rocking Stick Around for Rock and Roll is a rowdy guitar jam. Lady in Waiting was reissued on CD by Buddha Records in 2001. All right, he saved the best for last. Stick Around for Rock and Roll. That was a great jam, man. And that is All Music's review of the whole album and a little bit about each song. Brett Adams, All Music. Shout out to All Music. You guys are the shit. All right, man. So that concludes our look at Outlaws and this excellent quad. Don D, you did yourself proud once again, brother. You've never, ever disappointed. So thanks for the recommendation. I appreciate it. Let me just skip down here and see what I got coming up, man, on this platform. So, yeah, reactions I got to get to, man. Evelyn, Randy, Amy, Alan, Ron, Charles, got some reactions loaded coming up. All of those, I'll pop those off in a week's time for sure. The Led Zeppelin factor. Evelyn, I'm going to be doing, this is definitely a Lazy Boy and Sugarcane Rum affair. Evelyn sent me a link for the Black Crowes with Jimmy Page. I'm getting into their solo stuff, overlapping into other things too. Interviews, documentaries, rockumentaries, and I know that Finesse, he's got a reaction coming up for the Whiskey A Go-Go, so Led Zeppelin, Whiskey A Go-Go. So that's what I got in the shoot for the Led Zeppelin factor. All of that's going to be within the next couple of days. Couple of days in between, where Evelyn and Finesse's Zeppelin recommendations go. And I got a bug that bit me recently in regards to wanting to do more documentaries, rockumentaries, if you will. Just finished The Last Supper. Ozzy Osbourne and the boys doing their reunion concert in '99. Black Sabbath was on point, let me tell you, and they were in their mid-50s at that point, but they were still on it. They were still really solid, and Ozzy's voice was still intact. After years and years of abuse and all of that sort of thing, they got together and they brought it out in each other, man. It was awesome. If you haven't checked that out, even if you don't watch my actual reaction, check out that concert on your own. And in the midst of it, there's some great interviews, personal accounts from the men themselves as to their timeline, how they were affected over the years, what they were thinking, how close they came to, going over the edge. And some did go over the edge, but they managed to recoil and recover. So you really excellent accounting from all four gents, the classic lineup of Black Sabbath. It's a very hallowed pairing, just like that of Led Zeppelin. Very special and unique. Check that out, man. The Last Supper. What else was I going to say? Yeah, and there's other rockumentaries I want to get to. I'm not going to spiel them all off because the list keeps growing, but I want to do that into before spring is over, because come summertime, I'm going to get quite busy and things are going to slow down. I might have to change the structure of my reactions, especially where the structure of my patrons platform is concerned, because on the classic rock platform, I like to do reactions, a repeat reaction for a patron, let's say every 6 to 8 weeks. And then on the other platform, there's less patrons on there, so it's every 4 to 6 weeks, but that might be challenged and it might change. So I might actually change the structure of patron, or maybe leave patron altogether. But I'm still working that out. So we'll see how that goes, just to kind of give you a heads up so you're not surprised if and when it happens. Yeah, so basically saying all of that with what's coming up, a lot of rockumentaries and documentaries are going to be in that lineup. Lots and lots of time spent on the lazy boy with my sugarcane rum. Well, I'm trying to cut back on the sugarcane rum. I'll dilute it down with a little bit of coffee. All right, so that concludes my update. That concludes my look at this excellent quad. Don, thanks very much. Appreciate it very much. Definitely send some more Southern rock my way. You know I'll make the time. All right, guys. Hope you have a good one. Take care. Have a good one. And I'll catch you later. Peace.